Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to your live and exclusive presentation of the Asean Basketball League Season 8, coming to you live from the Santa Rosa City, here at the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex for tonight's battle between the home team, Alab Pilipinas, going up against the visitors tonight, Chong Kung Fu, in your ABL. Good evening, folks. I'm TJ Manotop together with Migs Bustos, joining you live from the City of Santa Rosa Sports Complex here, Migs. And what a battle we have today. Alab Pilipinas on a hot run. And finally, they're facing one of the top two teams just after they've got their two new world imports, the Chong Kung Fu team. And it is a team that is number 2 in standings. And Migs, it's going to be a big test for Alab Pilipinas tonight.
Well, good evening to you, TJ. It's great to be back here at the City of Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex after a year, because it is the first time again that we're hosting a home game for Alab Pilipinas right now. And as you said, the top two, or maybe in the top 4 teams, there are 2 teams right now in the top 4. That is Chong Kung Fu and Alab Pilipinas.
Exactly. Take a look at the team standings so we can better illustrate to all of you where they are right now. Kung nasaan po ngayon ang ating Alab Pilipinas, Mix, nakaabot na sila sa top 4 after that hot run in the last 5 games.
Now, Chong Kung Fu is just won against the Formosa Dreamers, even though with 7 games right now, only with 1 loss. Speaking of this club team, and then right now Alab Pilipinas, the home team, is on a hot 3-game winning streak. They struggled early on in the season, but then got the rhythm, as you said, with those 2 world imports in Justin Brownlee and Ronaldo Bachman. Right now, they are at 4th place is Alab Pilipinas, while Chong Kung Fu is currently at 2nd.
Well, Alab riding on a 4 wins and 1 loss record in the last 5 games. We'll turn you over now to our Coliseum Barker to form and introduce the 2 teams tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lion City of the South, Santa Rosa, Laguna, for another game day of the 8th season of the Asean Basketball League. For our game tonight, it's the visiting Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club going up against your very own Tanduay Alab Pilipinas. And now let's call out the participating teams. First, the visiting Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club. Number 0, Cameron Siddiquer. Number 1, Anthony Tucker. Number 5, Kalen Johnson. Number 7, Xiao Yong Mao. Number 10, Yoon Song Yeon. Number 17, Herb Sean. Number 26, their Asian Heritage import, Mike McKinney. Number 27, Yu Sang-kun. Number 36, Song Shuan. And number 55, Justin Howard. Their assistant coach is Predrag Lukic. Head coach is Charles Dumay. And now Santa Rosa, Laguna! Let us unite and ignite for our very own Tanduay Alab Pilipinas! Number 0, Pampoy Raimundo. Number 1, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Number 2, Joshua Orvis Tondo. Number 3, Lawrence Domingo. Number 6, J.R. Alabanza. Number 8, Robbie Salas. Number 10, Rico Meyer Huffer. Number 13, Paulo Havelones. Number 24, Oping Sumalino. Number 25, Don Hontiveros. Number 32, Justin Brownlee. And number 34, Ronaldo Boutman. Their assistant coach is Matt Kuan, team consultant Danny Siegel, and head coach Jimmy Alapay. And this one, we'd like to request everyone to please all rise for the national anthem of the Philippines, to be led by the Santa Rosa Lion City Choir.
Kayang mag-ibig, pwelas na silanganan, palak ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupig, di ka masisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simulan, sa langit mong bugaw, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang islap ng watawat ko'y tagoy, may nananginingning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan, mamay di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng buwan, ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
You may now all be seated. Both teams may proceed to the center court for the pre-game handshake.
And there you have it. Both teams formally introduced to the excited crowd here at the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex for the battle tonight between Alab Pilipinas and Chong Kung Fu. You mentioned earlier where they are in team standings. Migs, Chong Kung Fu number 2 at 6-1, although they've only played 7 games, and Alab Pilipinas at number 4. Let's take a look at the last games respectively, Migs, and take a look now at Alab Pilipinas. It was an interesting game. Saigon Heat were in it. They were in fact ahead at one point at the half, but eventually Alab got the rhythm.
Well, it was just really about the rebounding. 52-31 care of Alab Pilipinas, and Ronaldo Bachman, he dominated that aspect with 20 rebounds. And as you said, TJ, but then Alab had a big third quarter, 28-16, outscoring the Saigon Heat. But also one of the big factors in that game was the bench scoring 19-0 by Alab Pilipinas, and Saigon only fielded 6 players during that game.
There you go. So it was a big team win for Alab Pilipinas. Their 3rd in a row, their 4th in the last 5 games since they were joined by the 2 world imports. As you see, the leaders, as you mentioned, makes 20 giant rebounds for Balkman there, and he pretty much left
dominated
away
everything,
in
yes.
all the stats.
Yes, you know, that is what Ronaldo Bachman does for you. He's been really all around the world in terms of his experience, playing in the Philippines, in Latin America, in Mexico, all around Europe. Ronaldo Bachman just proving his worth. He's a double-double machine, 26 points and 20 rebounds for Ronaldo Bachman.
All right, and we'll take a closer look at his stats as well, where he was able really to dominate and put up a 20-20 stat line for Ronaldo Bachman. It's not easy to put up 20 points plus and 20 rebounds plus, but look at his numbers. Good field goal shooting as well, Mix. Good free throw shooting as well. I mean, it's sometimes not all big men who are great rebounders are good at the free throw line. That's some pretty decent numbers for him. But today, he's going up against some formidable big men. One of which, Howard, who's been known here in the ABL to be one of the toughest guys on the floor.
Well, you know, Ronaldo Bachman, it's no joke that he gets heavy minutes and he gets to be efficient also. 52% from the field, 9 out of 17, and just proving his worth just to be effective inside a court.
All right, before the warm-ups, our Roxanne Montealegre was able to speak to Ronaldo Bachman about his thoughts on their current run and this game. Let's let you listen in to that one.
TJ and Migs, I'm with Ronaldo Bachman from Alab Pilipinas. Ronaldo, what do you think you contributed to the team? That's why now you're really performing well.
I say I'm a leader, a positive energy, and up-tempo to the team. You know, most big men can't get up and down the court, but I can run with any guards right now. And, I mean, that's what I bring to the team right now.
What are your expectations facing the second seed of this league?
I mean, we're taking it one game at a time. And tonight is the game that we got to go out there and win, play hard, play together. As long as we play smart, we'll be okay. And we're definitely a different team than we was before. With me and Brian out there, you know, we can play multiple positions. So, I mean, it'll be a great game tonight.
I'm really excited for you for today. I hope you guys make it. And thank you again for this interview. Back to you, TJ and Migs.
All right, there you have it. Roxanne Montealegre there with Ronaldo Bachman. And interestingly enough, he says it makes he's versatile. He can run the floor. Not all big men can do that. So if he can beat this guy up and down the floor today, they'll have an advantage in the open court game. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the last outing of the Chong Kung Fu team when they played against the Formosa Dreamers, and that was another game that even the Dreamers had a run in it. They were in it for a while until another second half run similar to what Alab did this time for the Kung Fu squad, as they were able to pretty much produce and pour on those outside shots, Migs.
Now, TJ, even though Formosa Dreamers dominated the paint with 42, inside points compared to only 24, but it was the rebounding of a Chong Kung Fu that led the way for them. It was Justin Howard, the main guy for them, scored 23 points. Anthony Tucker also contributing for that cause. It was just really a total team effort. That is why they got with that win today. And speaking of the leaders, Justin Howard, 23 points. Anthony Tucker, providing that spark, with his defensive intensity, with playmaking also. He can do that with 8 assists, and also Mick McKinney with 3 steals.
Exactly. And speaking of McKinney and his other partner there on the Chongsun Kung Fu squad, both Phil-Amps, by the way, Mick McKinney and this guy, Kylan Chongsun, both produced some really good numbers for the squad in that game against the Formosa Dreamers. They both were into double digits, and they're able to do a lot of things on the floor, Migs, not just produce the points. And as you can see right there,
as we can see right there, heritage heroes, because these guys, Kaylan Chongson and Mick McKinney are both Phil-Amps. We got to talk to Kaylan Chongson a while ago, and his family, is from Cebu. Kaylan Chongson and Mick McKinney combined for 29 points out of the 88, 32% of that point production against the Formosa Dreamers. So, if these guys can score in bunches, 30% is no joke. And for them, if they can produce that type of numbers every game, they'll be able to succeed.
All right, and if you want to get to know this guy a little bit better, this Filipino-American who played in the Division III and the NIAA in the US, well, Roxanne as well got to catch up with him earlier, and here's that interview.
Migs and TJ, I have with me Kaylan Chongsun from the Chongsun basketball team. And Kaylan, how does it feel to be here in front of your families, but now you're playing with China?
It's a little different being Filipino to play for the Chinese team, but it's nice to be here and be embraced by all the fans. It's really fun, and it's my family that's here, I love them, and my family back home watching, I love you too.
And turning serious, how do you take down a team that has been on a 3-game winning streak?
Alab's a really good team, but we're a team that shares the ball and plays hard defense, so we're going to focus on what we do, and hopefully that's going to be enough to take them down.
All right, good luck to you and your team, Kaylan. Thank you. Migs and TJ?
Well, there you go, Kaylan Chongsun, who plays for the Chongsun Kung Fu. I'm going to mix that up. His last name is spelled differently, but it's pronounced the same way as their team name, Chongsun. So he's destined to be part of that squad. He's going to go up against guys like Bobby Ray Parks Jr., of course, last year's local MVP in the ABL, and it's going to be not an easy task for them for sure, as Coach Jimmy Alapag and the rest of Alab Pilipinas are riding on a 3-game winning streak. They've won 4 of the last 5 here in the ABL. And when we come back, tip-off here. All right, we'll stay right here on the air as we'll hang on. In a few moments, we'll have our tip-off to begin this game. You're looking, of course, at the coaching staff of Chongsun Kung Fu. That is head coach Charles Dubre, together with his assistant coach, Predrag Lukic.
And of course, the formidable coaching staff also for Team Alab Pilipinas. Jimmy Alapag is no stranger to Philippine basketball. Alongside with him is Danny Siegel, Dynamite Danny, Coach Chappy Calianta, his conditioning coach, Coach Macuan also at the helm, a former Green Archer from the De La Salle University here in the Philippines.
And last year's head coach of Alab Pilipinas as well. All right, we're all set to get underway now. We'll turn you over to the Coliseum Barker for the official introduction of the starting fives.
Let's meet the starting lineups for this ball game. Starting off with the Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club. At point guard number 1, Anthony Tucker. At power forward number 5, Kalen Johnson. And shooting guard number 26, Mike McKinney. Small forward number 27, Liu Shan-Kim. And at center number 55, Justin Howard. Again, their head coach is Charles Dubé. And now here is the starting lineup of the Tanduay Alab Pilipinas. At power forward number 10, Rico Meyer-Hoffer. At point guard number 2, Josh Urbistondo. At center number 34, Ronaldo Baldwin. At small forward number 32, Justin Brownlee. And
There you go.
number 1,
Starting five for Alab Pilipinas.
Jr.
Parks will be Stondo, Balkman, Brownlee, and Rico Meyer-Hoffer. Let's take a look at the starting five as well for the Chong Kung Fu. We got Anthony Tucker, Mike McKinney. It's spelled like a Mick, but it's Mike. Justin Howard, of course, a familiar face to the ABL fans. He's been in the league for quite some time. Zhang Kun Liu, and together with the heritage import, the Filipino-American that we talked about earlier, Kailan Chongson.
Perhaps an unusual start for Alab Pilipinas is Rico Meyer-Hoffer, as we can see our team officials, or rather our game officials from Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore.
Well, probably Coach Jimmy wanting to add some size and experience with inserting Rico Meyer-Hoffer to the starting lineup for now. As interestingly, there's an interesting visitor here at the Santa Rosa City Sports Complex. Coach Tim Cohn, former coach of Justin Brownlee, who I think will still be the coach.
Yes.
Probably when he joins back to the pro leagues after the ABL.
It's going to be an interesting matchup, TJ. Who's going to bang bodies with Justin Howard? As we can see, Hall of Famer,
There you
head
go.
coach, Tim Cohn.
The winningest coach in Philippine basketball history, easily. Just accolades alone, the best coach ever in Philippine basketball with accolades like that. And here we go. We are underway at the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex here in Santa Rosa City. Tucker with the first possession. Over to Liu. Here's Mike McKinney. Brushes off the screen of Chongson. Nice bounce pass to Howard, easy two.
Well, good recognition there by Mike McKinney. He thought that he wasn't going to get a good shot, but then he found that drop pass in Justin Howard.
Parks now setting it up for Alab Pilipinas. Urbistondo out to Brownlee. Pick and roll with Balkan. We're going to see a lot of that today. Brownlee gets some space to drive. The floater is off. Balkan, the offensive board, and finds a way to flick it in and through. Two all here between Kung Fu and Alab. Tucker has Balkman after that switch. Chongson, hand off to Liu. The triple is up, rattles out. Urbistondo looking up, trying to push the pace. Goes down low to Balkman against Tucker. Mismatch there, quickly comes a double team. Balkman wants a cutter. He finds Ray Parks straight to the hoop, missing that one, but Meyer-Hoffer's right there to clean up the mess.
And that is what Rico Meyer-Hoffer does for Alab Pilipinas. He may not be the main option, but he will be there to recycle plays and make something out of it.
Always with a great nose for the basketball around that rim. There's Rico Meyer-Hoffer. Step back jumper here for Mike McKinney in the face of another Filipino-American, Joshua Bistondo. This should be a fun matchup as both seem to be very fiery point guards. 4-2, 4-all is our score right now. Balkman looking for the handoff. Decides for a 17-foot jumper. Off the mark by Hoffer. Gets the rebound, keeps the ball alive. Orbistondo pulls up for three. That's off the mark. Here comes Howard. And Tucker looking to push the pace now for Chong Sun Kung Fu. Gets a screen from Howard. Chong Sun back to Tucker. Shot clock to 10 seconds. Tucker drives inside. Hoffer caught with his hand in the cookie jar there. 7:40 to go in the first quarter so far. Seeing some nice ball movement and movement without the ball, Nix.
That is what is interesting. If Ronaldo Bacon gets doubled, it will be a challenge for him to find that open guys, look for the cutters, and just give up the ball. You know, moving without the ball is very important for his teammates.
A winning passer indeed, as Howard missing there, given a hard time by Hoffer. Balkman tries to whip that pass to the corner to Orbistondo. Too strong. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch out, Migs, how Balkman will watch out for the double teams, know when to pass, know when to take it aggressively. Sometimes if it's a weak double team, you can charge right through that and get your way to the hoop. So we'll see how Balkman will adjust tonight. McKinney, some fancy footwork, step back and through this time, flips it over, but can't get the layup to drop. And Hoffer clears the boards. Here comes Alab Pilipinas. Sparks to the opposite corner to Orbistondo. Kicks it back out. Parks goes up for three. That's short. Rebound to McKinney. Out to Chongson. He pulls up for three in transition. That does not drop. And here comes Alab Pilipinas. The pace picking up here. Hoffer inside to Balkman. Tipped out of bounds by Howard, whose ball is it going to be? As we figure that out, we'll turn you over first to the court side to Roxanne Montenegro. Roxanne?
Starting slow and facing injuries and struggles along the way, Alab Pilipinas was able to turn things around, and according to Coach Jimmy Alapag, it is because his players are great on and off the court. But for Lawrence Domingo, who stacked up 14 points in their last game, it's because their coach gives them a lot of motivation and trust from training to the hard court. But for today, Mix and TJ, will their team chemistry, confidence, and good energy be enough to take down the Chongsun Kung Fu basketball team?
All right, thanks, Roxanne. So we'll see if Alab can continue that momentum. And Mix, we talked about this earlier. This is like one of their toughest tests. In the 4 games that they've won out of the 5, I talked to Coach Jimmy. He said he played top 4 teams. Played Singapore. They played Mono.
Yes.
All right. Not in Hong Kong. Not in Brownlee.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's an interesting test. Now, this is the first time that with their 2 new world imports, they're playing one of the top 2 teams. So one of a good test for them.
And perhaps to going back to Roxanne's report, that may be the key. You know, teamwork, effort, and chemistry.
Yep.
You know, sometimes when you're faced with adversity, that's all you have left.
And understandably so, when these 2 guys were new, you know, the locals deferred a lot to them and relied more on talent before the teamwork started to gel. It takes time for new imports to come in and get a rhythm with their teams. And now you're starting to see that rhythm as you see Hoffer gets a break. Got hit a bit earlier. Tries to shake it off as Domingo. No Domingo now in the game for Alab Pilipinas. He was also very instrumental in their last game, putting up some good numbers. As Howard there with a patented one-hand flick shot like it's from the 1970s. That gets it to go, right, Riggs? It's like that's how they used to shoot before. No jumping. Meanwhile, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. gets on the board here with that fadeaway. 8-6 is the 2-point lead for Alab Pilipinas.
And that is key for teams like here in the ABL because this is such an import-laden, you know, league.
Yep.
And it's really important for you to get production of your locals. You know, for Rico Meyerhofer, he played quality minutes, 4 points off the bench, getting much deserved break. And it's also important for you to take some load off your imports.
Yep.
And if you can get those from your locals, then that is really a good sign.
Especially early on. You know the imports will eventually take charge in the closing minutes of the game in the 4th quarter, but if you can help them out with the defense or rebounds at some points in the first 3 quarters, you're doing them a whole lot of good. Meanwhile, talking about locals and Heritage Imports helping out, McKinney with a tough jumper to beat the shot clock buzzer there over Parks, ties the game at 8. Here's Alab, they go down low to Brownlee, crowd favorite indeed. Pulls up for the jumper in front of Chongson, that's in and out. Tucker from way downtown, nothing but net there. That's like from 30 plus feet there Tucker showing us some major range. That's Anthony Tucker for the Kung Fu. Parks takes off the defender, slips inside, gets the floater to drop.
Showing his scoring ability is Ray Parks, not just with a jump shot, but he can also hit those floaters.
Yep, the versatility there. Getting the respect for his outside shot and finding space inside. Meanwhile, Kung Fu inside, they lob it to Howard. So much traffic there like it's on Edson on a primetime night, but Howard finds a way to draw a foul.
The traffic like in Highway 54 as Mike McKinney passes this to a volleyball line range by Anthony Tucker.
Look at that. All right, we got a first time out. 10-11 is the score with the visitors in charge for now, but Parks and company have other ideas. We'll be back here for your ABL. Welcome back to SNA, and this is your ABL. You saw on your screens momentarily Coach Tim Cone. Of course, pretty much a living legend already here in Philippine basketball with the many teams he's coached in the pros. He's coached the national team as well. Few people know he started his career coaching the International School Manila High School team. Did you know?
I didn't know that.
Too young, might be too young to know. That's where he became good friends with Frederick Tengsu. Eventually got him to coach their team in the pros. Normally the path is you coach high school, then college, and then pros, right? He's there, coached him going together with Dave Ewan, who's now like pretty much a Filipino as well. The guy on the right next to him is one of the best friends of Coach Eric Spoelstra. And Dave was in and out of the Philippines whenever Coach Eric would come visit the Philippines, fell in love with the Philippines, with doing charity work, and he's here now doing just that. So, and they become good friends with Coach Tim. So, welcome to our visitors tonight. Checking out this exciting game between Alab Pilipinas and the Chong Kung Fu. But this is a bit of like a legitimacy game. Makes Alab, whether they win or not, their competitive level will try to show we're a top 4 team. You think?
Well, you know, Alab Pilipinas, as we know, they struggled early on, but then we've been talking about it since the addition of their, you know, two new world imports, and if they get this win today, it will be really a very big deal for them.
It'll be a big statement win as Brownlee, difficult shot there with the defense all over him.
Because that means they can, you know, they can beat one of the top 2 teams.
Exactly, hang with the big boys, whether it's Hong Kong or Chongsan Kung Fu. And the only loss so far in the other teams that they've played with Brownlee and Balkan and To was to the Singapore team. But they played and they beat Mono. They played and they beat, was it the Saigon Heat as well? Yep. So interesting to see how this big test for Alab Pilipinas and you know, one advantage for them, obviously, they're playing at home here in Santa Rosa. Meanwhile, Brownlee trying to play the two-man game with Balkan. Kicks it out, Urbisto on the open for 3, but he knew that was short the moment he let it go from his hands. Here comes McKinney. Decides to pull it back. 3-point lead for Kung Fu. This is low from the corner 3, no good. Howard, easy pickings for the offensive rebound.
It's going to be a challenge for Coach Jimmy Alapag who to match up against Justin Howard, and especially if Balkman and Brownlee sits down. It is the task of his big men to be able to match up with him, bang bodies with Howard down low.
Very difficult to box him out. Balkman decides to pull up for a long 2. That's short. Since that timeout, we haven't seen Alab get a point on the board. Tucker pulls up for 3. Now, Coach Jimmy Alapag concerned with his mini run of Kung Fu. They're up by 8 points. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with your ABL. Welcome back to SNA and to everybody watching us on YouTube, on the live stream all over Southeast Asia. Thank you for joining us. It's an 8-point lead right now for the Chong Kung Fu team over Alab Pilipinas. Last game, Nix, they had a really solid outing, talking about their world imports, Justin Howard and Anthony Tucker.
Well, Justin Howard, 23 points, 10 out of 14 from the field. You know, Chong Son's world imports, you know, they really did, you know, that damage against Formosa. And of course, the duo combined for 45 points and 21 rebounds and 10 assists. You know, speaking of Howard and Tucker.
Drive there, stolen by McKinney, and so far it's been defense has been the name of the game for Kung Fu, and of course outside shooting. That's their third triple right now. 3 triples to take this 11-point lead, 21-10.
And that is what hurts the most when you commit an error or a turnover, and then your opponent does the damage back with a 3-pointer that really plays a big momentum on the part of your opponent.
Domingo hustling there to keep possession alive, but he tweaks his ankle. Did not have a good fall there. He's holding on to his left foot. Either he tweaked his ankle or he got stepped on, but he is wincing in pain right now after hustling for that loose ball, which salvaged possession and eventually Alab scoring inside with Balkan with the easy dunk.
Well, I think that was Justin Howard who fell on the foot
It looked like it.
of Lawrence Domingo.
Yeah, as he was falling down.
And it's no joke if Justin Howard falls on you, this 7-foot frame.
That's a heavy
frame.
man.
Yeah.
He's listed here at 258 pounds.
And stands at 6'11".
So, well,
6'11", 258.
it's a good sign he's walking it off on his own, though he is limping. Let's see that again from another angle. Look out for his left foot.
There you go.
Ow! That's a weird... It's not a twist, but it's like the weight of Howard was in the heel.
Yes.
So it kind of puts an impact on the sole and on the curl of his toes, as his toes were...
And at the same time, TJ, the impact of the weight of Howard, you know, pouncing on the hardwood, added to the damage.
Well, he's shaking it off right now, talking to trainers as Havilona is in the game now for him. So a much smaller lineup for Alab Pilipinas. Back in the game also is Rico Meyerhofer. McKinney gets a double team there on the pick and roll. Swings it out to Chong on the open, but he finds a guy more open in the right corner. That is low. Missing that one though. Easy offensive rebound for Howard. Tucker gets in closer. Tucker's jumper, no good. Meyerhofer cleans up the mess. Gets that board. That's, I think, his 5th rebound of the game. Easy 2 points there. For Balkan, nice pass inside from Alab.
Well, same formula for Alab Pilipinas. Defense, rebounds, and fast breaks. Running the open court is Renato Bachman.
And he mentioned this in the pregame mix, that this is one of his advantages as a world import. That's a big man. He can run the floor. And he can get ahead of Howard a couple of steps every time down court. That could be an advantage for Alab's open court game.
As Head checks in the ball game. And it's going to be a tough task for Renato Bachman. He's guarding Justin Howard, and at the same time, he's running like a guard. When they transition into offense, you know, heavy minutes, these guys are used to those heavy minutes down the floor. It's also a question for momentum for Alab Pilipinas.
Yep. 21-14, 7-point lead for Chong Kung Fu. And interestingly enough, Justin Brownlee is still scoreless in this game. There's no points. So we'll see when he gets his name on the board and if he heats up. Definitely they need him. Chongson fakes off Parks, hits it out to his other Philab teammate, Mike McKinney drills another 3-pointer and stares down the Alab Pilipinas bench. He's got 10 points now, leading all scorers. Talking about McKinney.
Yeah, still on fire with that heat check.
Brownlee now finally getting on the board for a triple to the delight of the home crowd here in Santa Rosa.
3 for a 3 is a Chongson and Alab Pilipinas getting hot in here in the city of Santa Rosa.
24-17, a minute to go in the first quarter. McKinney looking for Chongson inside. Banging bodies with Meyerhofer, kicks it out. Open again is McKinney. Missing that one as Parks challenged that. Up ahead to Parks. And he gets contact from Mike McKinney, who's all over his face, figuratively and literally. As you see that kick out to McKinney here. Drilling another 3. That's his second triple. And this is the answer of Justin Brownlee, repositioning himself to get a good look. And there's the hand-to-face defense. Ouch. Meanwhile, Balkman gets the nice pass from Justin Brownlee, in and out. That was halfway down.
It was right there.
I'd give him 1 point for that. But in real basketball, it has to go through the net. Leo, step back jumper, no good. Howard is the last touch as Balkman battled with him for the rebound.
Well, interesting for Alab Pilipinas, Ronaldo Balkman, Justin Brownlee, and Ray Park still hasn't gotten the bench, also with Justin Howard. And their two heritage imports.
Final possession is what Alab is holding for, or final shot here. Game clock down to 10 seconds, 7-point lead for Kung Fu. Balkman, nice hesitation, dribble there, and straight to the basket against Howard. He will go to the free throw line. More importantly, that is Howard's first foul.
And that is the way to attack defense if you're Ronaldo Balkman. You know, if you're going up against Justin Howard, make him go outside, beat him off that first step, catch him off guard, get that contact in, because it's going to be a big thing for Chong if Howard gets into foul trouble.
He's got 1 foul right now. Talking about Justin Howard, he's got solid numbers already, 8.6 rebounds for Justin Howard. Free throw is good for Balkman. There's 6 seconds left on the game clock for this first quarter.
Of course, that was Coach Jimmy Alapag. Maybe he wishes he could put on an Alab jersey
Sometimes,
right
I'm sure. I can imagine. I mean, he's just recently retired. He can still ball. Meanwhile, final seconds of the quarter. McKinney puts this one up. There's a foul. Are they going to give it in the act of shooting? Ray Parks said it's downstairs, and he knew they had a foul to give. So that was a very good foul.
Well, that was a close call by Ray Parks, because that was one motion by Mike McKinney.
There's the foul.
There's the foul. All right, he took a dribble.
Yep, on the dribble. So Kung Fu wants to call time to map out a play to make sure they get a good shot here in the final 2 seconds. We'll be right back. Welcome back to your ABL. Watching us live on SNA, and if you're watching us outside from the Philippines, on YouTube, on the live stream, on the ABL YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Good evening from Santa Rosa City, where the fans here obviously love their basketball, and they are here all out to support Alab Pilipinas, waving the Philippine flags and the Alab logo as well. But so far, Alab needs a little bit more boost from the home crowd. They're down by 6 points with 2.2 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And as you mentioned, TJ, we are live on Facebook Live and the YouTube channel of the ASEAN Basketball League. Jericho Ilagan, the Chief Operating Officer, tuned in right now. He's monitoring, yes.
Not from here, he's outside the country. Hi,
I think
Jericho.
He's in Singapore right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go, final 2 seconds of the quarter. They swing it to the other side. Blocked shot there as Balkman denies Tucker a three-pointer at the buzzer, and that will be your score at the end of the first quarter. 24-18 is the score here, as you see some highlights of this first quarter. It's a hot shooting one, especially for the Kung Fu squad, finding their range early from the outside, as Alab Pilipinas eventually got the rhythm inside with some points in the paint.
Well, Anthony Tucker drilling this second three-pointer of the ball game, contributing to that outside shooting for Chong Kung Fu. Ronaldo Balkman making plays as Justin Brownlee hits his first three-pointer of the game.
And for Alab Pilipinas, they just hope that will get the rhythm going for Brownlee in the second quarter. We'll be right back here for more of your ABL.
seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to your ABL. Check out the beautiful sights of Santa Rosa City, a bustling city here right outside Metro Manila. It is picking up as this is the future of the development, really, as a lot of people are moving out here to the south. Many businesses, many schools setting up, real estate development as well all over the place, and there's a bright, bright future for the city of Santa Rosa. And tonight it's all about basketball, as they are the hosts for the Asean Basketball League, with Alab Pilipinas playing at home, going up against the number 2 team in the league right now, the Chong Kung Fu. They are down by 6 points after the first quarter of play, 24-18. TJ Manotok together with Mix Bustos here on SNA. Thank you for joining us and for watching us as well on the Facebook live stream of the Asean Basketball League and on YouTube. If you are outside of the Philippines, good evening to all of you. Abelona drives down, bounce pass to Balkman. Beautiful execution there with a drop pass.
I believe Balkman scored 5 to 7 points off this mini run. They were trailing earlier by 8 points, and right now they just trimmed this lead down to 4.
Outside shot there from beyond the arc for He. Could not get that to drop. McKinney, second opportunity to Tucker. His three-pointer is in and out. Balkman gets a rebound and he brings it down court. This is something that he can do from the rebound straight to transition. Parks for 3! And just like that, it's a 1-point game.
It is a 7-0 blast by Alab Pilipinas. Defense working for them, as the three-point shots of Chong Kung Fu are not connecting as of this moment.
Alab playing some better one-on-one defense. McKinney working really hard to even just get that shot off. Ball tapped out. Tucker beating Hapilona to the loose ball. Chongson drives down the lane. Parks steals it. He collided with Tucker, bracing for impact. And Parks and Hapilona there giving each other some high fives with the appreciation on the hustle. Check out this drive and quick hands by Ray Parks.
An all ball right there where Ray Parks diving for the loose ball. And just wanting to get that basketball, that desire showed by Tucker and Ray Parks. Also Pao Hapilona.
So there's a jump ball called, but possession arrow is facing the visitors, so they retain possession here. 5 seconds to go though on the shot clock. Chongson knows it. Face-up jumper against Meyerhofer from 18 feet. That is good.
And the mighty warrior, Kaylan Chongson. Kaylan,
that's what his name means.
Yes.
Yeah, we asked him, what does your name mean, Kaylan? And he shows us his tattoo in his hand, and it's on his wrist. It means mighty warrior. All right. Block there by Howard and Balkman. Shot clock continues to trickle down. It's down to 7. Hapilona knows this. Pulls up for 3. Can't connect.
Would have been big.
That would have tied the game at 26-all. McKinney, heat check here for him, as he was hot in the first quarter. Missing that one. Up ahead to Parks. Running out of real estate there. Tried to bounce it off the feet of McKinney, but that doesn't work. Chongson thought about the 3 to the corner to Lu. His 3 is short. He gets the rebound. Out to Chongson. Go inside to Howard, who got good position against Balkman, but decides to pull it out. Howard backing down. Scoops it into Chongson. Nice cut there. And back to a 5-point lead now for Kung Fu. 28-17. 23. Balkman with a head of steam. Balkman straight to the hoop. High off the glass, can't get it to drop. Tucker waiting for some friends. Other side, Chongson wide open. Nothing but net for the Philam.
5-0 glass with Chongson Kung Fu. Just like that, the momentum of Alab Pilipinas diminished.
Yep. They just burst that balloon right there. Back to an 8-point lead for Kung Fu. 31-23. Parks using the screen of Balkman. To the corner. Avilona gets in closer. His short jumper is short. Hoffer gets the offensive rebound and decides to put it up himself. Gets the 2 points. The veteran there with a savvy move.
Veteran with a veteran move, deceiving the opponents. Getting that open lane with that reverse. 6 points for Rico Hoffer.
It is a 6-point lead. Back down now for Hong Kong. For Kung Fu. Miss on the 3 there by Tucker. Hoffer with the rebound. He gets a foul. Looks like it is on Kylan Chongson.
And Lawrence Domingo checks back in. It looks like he's okay. Nothing serious in that ankle situation a while ago.
Here's that battle for the rebound between Hoffer and Chongson. Arms get entangled. Urbistondo give and go to Balkman. Kick it out. Urbistondo for a 3. That's short. Kung Fu just lets that sail out of bounds. 6-point lead for the visiting team. (31-25). 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Howard to Tucker. Gets a screen and they switch. Hey, looks like he got away with some steps there. Shot clock down to 4. Tucker doesn't know it yet. Head does, but just couldn't find space from the defense of Robbie Celis. We'll go over now to Roxanne at the sidelines for another report. Roxanne?
For Canadian coach Charles Dubé, who started his coaching career in France, the greatest challenge for him in Chongson Kung Fu basketball team is to instill a defensive mindset, because he said that Chinese basketball is all about scoring, but he reminded the guys that if they want to go home with a win and to stay in the lead, it's all about good ball movement, pick and rolls, and finding the rhythm. So he said that in the first quarter, both teams are just warming up, so we can expect a lot more in the second half. Migs and TJ?
All right, thanks, Roxanne. Well, it is a disciplined squad. They, amidst the fact, Migs, that they've got 2 very talented imports. They like to move the ball around. They like some ball movement, not simply relying on some isolation plays. Brownlee against Chongson. He has had a tough time today against the Philam. Tip in there is good for Lo Domingo. Never giving up on the play. That is his calling card. Tucker quickly to the basket against Celis, and he draws the contact.
First time checking the game also for Rob Celis. This guy is a versatile two-way player. He can play both ends of the court. There's this tip in by Lawrence Domingo. I don't think he meant to be able to tip that in.
It was the right place at the right time. That hustle, as Celis says, I just had my hands up.
But he was sideways. He wasn't really in that perfect form of a defensive position. That's why Rob Celis was called for the foul, even though his hands were up, but then he altered the shot of Anthony Tucker as he was about to drive in.
Howard saw there, very intense on the other side of the court, talking to his coach, talking to his teammates, complaining about something, but he's fired up. So expect that intensity to show very soon in his play in the paint. It is a 6-point lead for Chongson Kung Fu, 33-27. Urbistondo inside to Brownlee against Chongson. Backing him down, get some contact, and that is going to be foul number 3 on the Philam, and that is to the dismay of Justin Howard. And Howard he's pissed over the foul's not on him, but of course he'd rather one of their versatile defenders to be on the floor. We got a timeout on the floor. As we sort things out here, we'll be back with your ABL. Welcome back to the city of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex. Beautiful arena here in Santa Rosa City. As we check out some of the scenes from the very excited crowd who are here very early, lining up. Just wanted to get in early. And most of them were here like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the game to watch all the players warm up, get some shots up. And that alone is already very entertaining for a lot of these fans who are not regularly treated with this kind of basketball mix, of course. So once they have this opportunity with the ABL in town, for sure they're going to make their way to the arena and watch some great live basketball.
And we were here 4 hours before the game, and we saw already fans lining up.
Yep.
You know, you really can't, if you're really a basketball crazy country, even though in the morning you're going to be there at the venue.
Yep. 14 seconds on the shot clock for Alab Pilipinas. Domingo, hand off to Brownlee. Pull-up jumper for Brownlee. It's short. Balkan with the second opportunity. Balkan straight to the basket. Gets the layup to drop. 33-29. 4-point lead now for Chong Kung Fu. Interestingly, to see how they will adjust with this lineup. Makes no Chong Son as he has to sit down with 3 fouls. McKinney gets a foul there on Balkman trying to reach in.
In the absence of Kailan Chongson, it's going to be big for the defensive end for Chongson Kung Fu because he can defend. He can defend the point guards. He can
Any
defend
position,
Balkman.
yes. You know what? I read a write-up on him earlier, and his teammates describe him as a Draymond Green.
Okay.
He likes to play like Russell Westbrook, as he says, as his idol, but his teammates tell him, you're a Draymond Green. You do everything. You are doing everything, so they love him for that. As Tucker drills another three-pointer here. That's his third triple of the night. 11 points for him.
And I like the form of Anthony Tucker, just very fundamental.
Natural stroke there, no wasted movements. Orbistondo trying to go inside to Brownlee with the smaller Anthony Tucker guarding him. The double team is showing Orbistondo good reposition. Top of the key there. Just could not get the three-pointer to drop.
And the fireball, Josh Orbistondo yet to catch fire. I believe he's 0 out of 4 from the three-point land.
And he knows it. He knows that he's going to have his shots now because his man is double teaming off of him to try to play help defense down Brownlee.
And at the same time, he's going to be open when the ball gets kicked out to him.
Exactly. Sakini can't get the three-pointer to drop. Brownlee to Domingo inside. Can't get through to the baseline. Orbistondo to the cutting. Domingo curling to the basket using the glass.
That is what he can do. Lawrence Domingo move off the ball. At the same time, be effective when the ball goes to him.
Doesn't have that many moves on his own, but he can move well without the ball and finish at the basket. Meanwhile, getting hot again from the outside is Tucker with another triple. 14 points now for him. 4 triples. Brownlee still can't get his offensive rhythm going. Gets inside, ball taken away. 3-on-1 break. McKinney up against Celis, and that is an easy 2. And another timeout here quickly for Coach Jimmy Alapag. We'll be right back with more of your ABL. Head coach Charles Dubré of the Chong Kung Fu. Some more instructions for his boys as you saw that inbound play generating an open 3 for Tucker. And this one again, Brownlee decided to go under the screen. Even though he knows that this guy has got the hot hand and they gotta do something about that and maybe go over the screens. and deny him the three-point looks.
And that is true. Maybe that is what Coach Jimmy Alapag emphasized all that timeout, off the timeout, because you cannot let the shooters be wide open. You have to put a hat on him, at least for Anthony Tucker. Also Mike McKinney, if you leave him wide open, if you go under those screens, they're going to make you pay.
So far, in the second quarter alone, 3 triples already for Kung Fu. 1 from Chong, 2 from Tucker. In the first quarter, they had 4. So that's 7 threes already in the first half alone for Chong Kung Fu. That is a lot of points from beyond the arc.
And to be specific, 21 out of the 41 points of Chong Kung Fu
there you go.
have come from the three-point arc.
Parks pivoting inside, gets the bang and the bucket. No call though. But that's Ray Parks for you, keeping his composure inside even though there's contact. 9 points now for Ray Parks. Zhao for the long 3 for the big man, way off the mark. Parks up ahead to Celis, to Brownlee. Back out to Celis, corner 3. That's long. Brownlee with offensive rebound. Out to Parks. Thought about the 3, got in closer. Difficult shot off the glass is good. The bank is open for Bobby Ray Parks Jr. 11 points now for him. And he cuts the lead down to 6, 41-35. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Tucker in the corner against Parks. Decides for a step back 3. Tough shot there. Celis tracks down the loose ball. And here comes Alab on a 3-on-1 break. Domingo with the reverse layup. That is good.
Received second grade timeout by Coach Jimmy Alapag. 6-0 last for them. And that is the way for Alab Pilipinas. You have to run the floor. Take advantage if Justin Howard is running the break with you so that there will be no disadvantage on the part of the offense of Alab Pilipinas.
Take a look at that once again. Earlier, this was the nice pivot move and tough shot for Ray Parks. And here's that drive inside, getting the floater off the glass to go. And we got another timeout, this time for Kung Fu. We'll be right back for more of your ABL. Welcome back to the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex. Coach Tim Cohn in the house tonight, checking out his import, who will soon be rejoining him as well in the pros, Justin Brownlee. Maybe having some, I don't know, nerves playing in front of the other coach. He's not having the best of games so far.
Well, of course, Coach Tim Cohn, perhaps the GOAT, greatest of all time when it comes to Philippine coaching. Surpassed Baby Dalupan in terms of pro titles.
Brownlee so far only 3 points in this game. McKinney, tough shot off the glass and in with a foul to boot for Mike McKinney, the Phil-Am, showing his stuff here.
And also his athleticism with that circus shot.
He's done it all. Outside shooting, driving as well. 14 points now for Mike McKinney, make that 15. Remember, in the last game, he had a good game. Now he had 15 points. 5 out of 15 against the Formosa Dreamers. An even better game so far tonight for Mike McKinney against Alab Pilipinas. Balkman looking for a teammate to pass to. Lobs it inside to Brownlee. Brownlee gets triple teamed. Celis tried to find Brownlee again. Taken away there by McKinney. McKinney thinking 3. Going to Howard. Howard with the fake. Kicks it out to Zhao. Back inside to Howard against Balkman. Nice flick there on the jump hook for Justin Howard. 10 points for the big man.
He really likes those one-handers. It's Justin Howard.
Parks gets the screen from Balkman. Parks pulls up. Long two for Bobby Ray Parks Jr. 13 points now for him. Well, the lack of production of Brownlee makes at least Parks is having a really good offensive game right now. He's filling that void. Final 5 seconds of the half. Tucker knows it. Goes in strong. Draws the foul. With 2.3 seconds to go, he will troop to the free throw line. And that's on Parks. He knows it.
That is one good thing if you're the offense, knowing that you have that final shot left to make something out of it. Even if you don't make that shot, it's important to do some damage on your opponent. Anthony Tucker showing us that he can not only hit it from the long range, but he can drive it as well.
So both he and McKinney have that kind of arsenal. Yep, they have that threat inside-outside game. Very difficult to defend when you have that two-way game. As you see, Kylan Chongson sitting on the bench after having 7 points in this first half. All of them actually in the second quarter because he's got 3 fouls. But he's done a great job of really hampering Justin Brownlee. Here we go to end the half. A heave from half court for Ray Parks. That is all board, but it is an 8-point lead for the visitors. 47-39 is the lead for the visiting Chong Sun Kung Fu. Alab Pilipinas had their moments, they had their runs, but have yet to really establish a lead here, as it was the hot 3-point shooting of the Kung Fu squad. While Ray Parks waxed hot here in the second quarter with 9 of his 13 points, trying to keep their head above water, but Mike McKinney and the rest of Chongson Kung Fu had other things in mind, and they ended the break with an 8-point lead. We'll be right back here with more of your ABL.
Okay, one time lang ito. Pwede kang bumuelo. Isang beses lang ito, ha? Ready? In 3, 2, 4! Oh, sayang. Tumama sa board. Pero, and ang ating next player, dito ka muna, kuya. Anong pangalan? At taga saan?
Pwede tingin ako, hindi ko alam yung score.
Taga saan ka?
Sorry.
Santiago, Laguna. Okay. Alam niya, magpasahirin eh. Okay, ready? One time lang, ha? In 3, 2, 1, go! Muntik na makapos, oh. Muntik na, okay. Mag-stay lang muna dito, mag-stay lang muna dito yung mga naglalaro. Okay, ang ating third player, dito ka muna. Pangalan mo at taga saan? Mansi. Si Mansi ay taga saan? San Pablo, okay. One time lang, okay? Round trip tickets for 2 mula sa AirAsia. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! Muntik na naman po umabot, mga kapamilya. Kitang-kita natin ang taas ng bola. Mukhang kulang sa energy natin mga players. Okay, pangalan ng taga saan? Si Randy ay? Taga saan mo? Okay. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, tumama sa board Santos? Okay, pangalan po at taga saan? Okay, Jimuel.
Welcome back to the Asean Basketball League happening live in Santa Rosa, Laguna. The score is now 47-39 with the Chong Kung Fu basketball team trumping Alab Pilipinas by 8 points. What's beautiful about basketball is that we don't just get to witness thrilling action in the hard court, but we also get to see the success stories of our athletes. So it's time to get to know more about Alab Pilipinas point guard, shooting guard, Chris Malinog in this video.
Sumalino for three. Down it goes. That is what we need.
Bagong pintuan ang nabuksan para sa 6'2" swingman na si Christopher Sumalino.
Sumalino on the move.
Simula nang tawagin siya ni head coach Jimmy Alapag para maglaro sa Alab Pilipinas sa 2017-2018 season ng ABL. Naging parte si Oping ng historic championships ng Ateneo de Manila University under coach Norman Black.
Kahit papano nakaapat ako, so isa ako sa mga maswerte din na nakapag-experience ng ganong history sa isa sa mga pinakamagandang school sa Pilipinas.
Nakatikim din siya ng kampyonato pagdating niya sa pros with the TNT Tropang Texters noong 2014.
Yung situation ko sa talk and text, on and off siya. May times na frustrating din kasi syempre gusto mo talaga makapaglaro. Yun din yung perfect time na matuto ka rin sa syempre patience mo and how you would understand the games.
Pagkatapos noon, akala namin na hindi na siya maglaro ng basketball. Kami lahat nagsusupport sa kanya na sige na, Oping, maglaro ka. Parang na-discourage na siya, ayaw na niya maglaro.
Matapos ang matinding pagsubok sa kanyang professional basketball career, sinubukan niyang pasukin ang corporate world.
I went out of my comfort zone kasi mahihain akong tao, tahimik. Tapos biglang napunta ako sa sales. Dati na experience ko magbenta ng, say, plan one-on-one sa mga tao. Nakikita mo ako dun sa gilid na nagka-flyering.
Ngunit patuloy siyang tinatawag ng hardcourt. Kaya bumalik siya sa paglalaro at nanalo ng isa pang championship sa PBA D-League with Signal HD.
Proud na proud kami dahil every time na may laro siya, nandun kami. Talagang may talent naman siya napakita.
Number 24, Oping Sumalino.
May mas malaking misyon si Oping sa bagong yugto ng kanyang basketball career. At yan ay ang matulungan ng Alab Pilipinas na masungkit ang titulo sa Asean Basketball League.
Marami kaming differences sa mga teammates ko. Iba-iba yung backgrounds namin. But then as much as possible, tinatry namin intindihin yung mga sarili namin. Sa mga kaalab na supporters, tuloy lang natin talaga yung laban kahit na medyo slow start tayo and mahaba pa naman yung season. Higpitan nyo lang yung pagtitiwala. Lalo na ngayon na medyo nasa baba tayo. So sabay-sabay tayong umangat din.
Gog! Nararamdaman ko, Gog. Ikaw na po ang bakakasyon dito. Okay. Sige, bibigyan natin ng chance. Malapit-lapit daw. Pakilapit dito yung ring. Gog, sige, Gog. Dalawang bola. In 3, 2, 1. Ay, sayang. Okay, isa pa, Gog. Sige. Kahit alam natin na afford naman ni Gob yung round trip tickets for 2, pero bibigyan natin ng chance. Go! Oy! Muntik na! Thank you so much! Governor Nance, bakit po natin si Gob? Maraming salamat. Eto na! Ang hinihintay ng marami bilang kailangan natin ng pampagana. Anong gusto nyo? T-shirt? Okay! Kailangan na natin marinig yung may pinakamalakas na crowd na mamimigay tayo ng official shirt ng Alab Pilipinas. Girl, asan na po ang ating Alab Pilipinas shirt? Pero bago natin ilabas yan, kailangan muna namin marinig yung shot natin ng Let's Go Alab, okay? Kung sino may pinakamalakas, doon namin Sige, mamigay nyo lang. Gusto ko ito yung pinakamalaki sigawan. Once again, wag po natin kalimutan. I-follow and like ang official page ng Tanduay Alab Pilipinas on Facebook. It's Alab Pilipinas Official. And on Instagram, it's Alab Pilipinas at ang ating hashtag for tonight ay hashtag Tanduay Alab, hashtag Alab Pilipinas, and hashtag Alab Dito. Once again, good luck to Tanduay Alab Pilipinas! Isa pa. May oras pa naman. And we would also like to thank Trollic Bus and Tours. Maraming salamat po.
Welcome back to the Asean Basketball League, and now with me is the mayor of the very beautiful city of Santa Rosa, Mayor Dan Fernandez. Thank you for napaunlakan niyo ang aming interview.
Of course.
Paano po ba napasaya ng Alab Pilipinas ang mga taga Santa Rosa?
Well, actually, this is the fourth game ng Alab dito, no? At syempre, pag dumarating sila, this is considered as the home base of Alab. I was able to talk to the owners of Alab dito sa Pilipinas. So sabi nila, kung pwedeng gawing home base tong Santa Rosa. And I told them, yes, why not? At alam mo, for the last 3 games that they did here, no? Unfortunately, hindi pa sila nananalo. And this game is so crucial that we wanted the Alab to win in here. At kaya nga full force ang ating mga kababayan dito at sana this time manalo ang Alab dito sa kanilang home base.
Yeah. At I'm sure lahat nga, yung crowd natin, kailangan mas mag-cheer pa para ganahan ang ating team. At Mayor, gaano ba ka-importante rin para sa inyo na suportahan natin ang ating mga local na atleta?
Of course, kaya nga meron tayong sports complex like this para at least ma-invite natin yung mga young ones, ano? Para sa ganon ay ma-involve sila sa mga sports like this. At sa ganon, yung ating mga kabataan, baka makadiscover tayo ng mga future na magiging basketball star. That's why we are encouraging our people and especially the young ones to be involved in this kind of event. Kaya nga, iba dyan, nililibre na natin. Para sa ganon, maramdaman nila yung sports ng basketball. At the same time, mapil nila na dapat sumali sila sa mga sports activities na City of Santa Rosa.
Maraming salamat po dyan. There you have it, Mayor Dan Fernandez of Santa Rosa. Thank you very much, and we'll be back for more analysis and action here at the Asean Basketball League.
Welcome back to your ABL, coming to you live from the city of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex. It is halftime, folks, with the Chong Kung Fu team up ahead by 8 points against Alab Pilipinas. TJ Monotok with Mix Bustos. Thank you for joining us. And Mix, some numbers at the half to further understand how Kung Fu is really doing this damage against Alab Pilipinas.
Well, it's really the offense for Chong Kung Fu. Anthony Tucker making 4 3-pointers. Mike McKinney adding to 2. And also Kailan Chongsong adding with one 3-pointer. DJ, you mentioned this earlier. 7 total 3-pointers is doing the damage against Alab Pilipinas, even though they're doing okay in terms of the rebounding department, 27-18. But then Alab Pilipinas cannot afford to trade baskets anymore as they have to make stops to be able to get a good momentum and match up well against the Chongson Kung Fu Basketball Club.
Exactly. They are allowing them to shoot 46% from the field and only forcing 2 turnovers so far on Kung Fu, as opposed to having 6 turnovers for themselves already, talking about Alab Pilipinas. So we'll see. They had extended time mix in the dugout. That's one of the longest halftime huddles we've seen Coach Jimmy Alapag really exhaust his time. And they came out of the locker room with just a minute left in the halftime break. So we will see what those adjustments are if Alab Pilipinas can execute right away. Parks gets 2 staggered screens, top of the key to Brownlee. He gets a screen from Tondo. They get the switch they want. Brownlee gets a smaller guy in Mike McKinney. Brownlee inside, twisting layup, no good. And Brownlee still not finding his comfort zone. Only 3 points in this game from 1 triple in the first half. Kung Fu moving that ball around. McKinney with a nice drive, drop pass to Chongson there, back in the game after saddled with 3 fouls in the second quarter. This drive and drop there by Mike McKinney. The Philams connecting for Chongson Kung Fu.
Well, Rico Meyerhofer was forced to help out on Mike McKinney because his defender got late, forcing that drop pass to Kailan Chongson.
Chongson, who had 7 points in the first half, all of them in the second quarter. Splits his free throws. Up to a 48-39, 9-point lead for Chongson Kung Fu.
And 8 points for Kailan Chongson.
Brownlee against Liu. Fadeaway jumper, he gets that one to go. Finally getting some room closer to the basket to pull up for a jumper. That's his first 2-point field goal of the game.
And this guy, Justin Brownlee, needs to produce. So far, he has only 5 points in the ball game.
Tucker gets a screen from Howard and Chongson. He's got Meyerhofer on him. Tucker, hesitation dribble. Meyerhofer does not bite the fake. Good defense by the veteran. Brownlee up ahead to Orbistondo. Back to Brownlee. Momentarily open. Gets inside. Gets the bump. No call. Balkman open. Decides not to shoot. Now he shoots a 3-pointer. And that's off the mark. And Meyerhofer lucky to not get called for another foul there as he hung onto the shoulder of Kailan Chongson. Tucker to Chongson. McKinney fakes off Parks, spins around, gets the ball slapped away by Parks, but it went out of bounds before Parks could save that. 8 seconds on the shot clock of Chongson Kung Fu. They're just more complete. They look complete mix with Chongson's there, right? They got that rhythm of the 4 guys, the 2 world imports, the 2 Philams. They just have good chemistry.
Also, Kailan Chongson as a Renato Balkman leads his fast break.
And Balkman all the way to the basket, draws a foul, almost gets the 3-point play. Did not get that layup to drop. Here's that steal forced by Orbistondo, completed by Balkman.
Well, good point right there, TJ. As Renato Balkman may have gotten away with the travel because Kailan Chongson, he provides that energy and defense. When he's there, guys like Mike McKinney, Anthony Tucker, Justin Howard can just focus on their offense more. Compared if Kailan Chongson is out, they have to be able to do a double job in terms of defending taller guys for Alab Pilipinas.
As much as we can say it's a off night so far for Justin Brownlee, you have to credit the defense of Kalen Chongson on Justin Brownlee.
Yes.
I mean, he's played some pretty good defense, not allowing any easy looks for the world import of Alab Pilipinas. 2 free throws for Balkman there. They cut the lead down to 5, 48-43. Tucker to Chongson for 3. Nothing but net in the face of Rico Meyerhofer, who couldn't do anything but shake it off.
And such a 3-and-D type of guy, type of player, Kalen Chongson.
11 points already for him, together with 2 rebounds. Brownlee for 3. That's off the mark. High up for the rebound is Rico Meyerhofer, but he can't control it. Tucker inside quickly to Howard. Spins around Balkman. Easy deuce for Howard, although he banged knees. Urbistondo to Balkman. Drives down hard down the lane. Blocked by Howard from behind. Good. The rebound goes to Ray Parks, though, and he gets fouled. As he takes the 2 free throws, we'll turn you over to Roxanne to find out what she got during the halftime break. Roxanne?
Yes, to keep up with a fast-paced game, Coach Jimmy Alapag told his players that the key is the right combination of focus and relaxation. And we can expect Justin Brownlee and Ronaldo Balkman to carry the load of the team in the second half of the game. But for Coach Charles Dubé, who also had a lot of experience with the San Antonio Spurs, he reminded his team that anything can happen in this game and they have to be on their toes. And we can expect big roles from Mike McKinney and Kalen Chongson, who are interestingly also part Filipinos, to keep the offense flowing. TJ and Migs.
All right, thanks, Roxanne. Well, interestingly enough, Migs is part of the main message of Coach Jimmy: focus and relaxation. In other words, you know, like don't be too overzealous. In Tagalog, we like to call it gigil.
That's true.
You know, when you're just too much energy and you can't really put it out properly on the floor.
It's in such a hostile crowd.
Right.
You're at home, you're down.
You want to hit the crowd, exactly, all that.
Yeah, for you to be relaxed.
Exactly. Steal here by Alab, but they throw it away as they were in a hurry to make that into a transition fast break attempt.
And Coach Jimmy telling Ray Parks just to slow it down, just relax.
Wants him to slow down the pace. 8-point deficit is what Alab Pilipinas is dealing with right now. McKinney. Baseline shut on him by Balkman, and he turns the ball over. Rare turnover there for Hong Kong Kung Fu. Back-to-back turnovers, actually. He only had 2 turnovers the whole first half. Brownlee. Inside, Balkman. Nice pick and roll there. Quickly executed by the 2 world imports. And they draw a foul.
You can see a quick pick and roll action right there, forcing Justin Howard to go out. And that was the signal for Justin Brownlee to give it up right away to Ronaldo Balkman.
Foul was downstairs though, so no free throws for Balkman. Parks open for the long jumper. That is good. Ray Parks having a splendid game. 17 points now for him, the reigning local MVP of the ABL.
It's still so far so good for Alab Pilipinas, keeping themselves at bay, but then Chongson Kung Fu just doing a good job being aggressive on their offense. No hesitations and whatsoever.
And Meyerhofer and Chongson going at it. This is a fun battle to watch right now. Probably a difference of, what, 10 years or so in age, but in terms of intensity and versatility and athleticism, they both have it. Meyerhofer, though, will be subbed out now for Lo Domingo. He's back in the game.
And that is the role of Rico Meyerhofer. You cannot really put him in so much in the game. Just insert him for some quality minutes.
And forcer.
Yes.
Get some boards, play some tough defense. Parks taps the ball away, almost forcing a steal. Luo gets away with a turnover there. His foot was on the half-court line. The refs did catch that. Parks again saving possession for Alab. Balkman to Brownlee. To the corner. Urbistondo open for 3. That's short. Balkman, the quickest guy to the offensive rebound. Parks tees up a 3, top of the key, that is good! And just like that, it's down to a 3-point game.
And Josh Urbistondo, 0 out of 5 from the 3-point line, but then Bobby Ray Parks recycling that play, perhaps the slimmest lead Chongson has had in a while.
20 points now for Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Howard inside, quieting the crowd here in Santa Rosa. For Bistondo, turning around quickly. Gambled too much on the long pass to Balkan, taken away by Kung Fu. Here comes McKinney. McKinney with the floater, gets the friendly bounce, and just like that, 4 quick points for Kung Fu, and they're back to a 7-point lead. And you can hear the collective groans of the crowd here as the game is down to a 3-point game. Brownlee's fadeaway, no good. Chongson gathers the rebound. Tucker trying to get away from Bistondo, draws another foul.
And that has been the story of the game so far. Every time Alab Pilipinas wants to make a run, Chongson always has an answer. As the Don Hontiveros, the Cebuano hot shot gets ready to check in the ball game.
But before that, we'll have a quick timeout. We'll be right back here for more of your ABL. Welcome back to your ABL. You're watching us live on SNA, and if you're watching online outside of the Philippines on Facebook live stream of the ABL and on their YouTube channel, thank you for joining us. Good evening to all of you. Ray Parks having a great game so far. 20 points already for him and 4 rebounds. He is definitely filling the void where Justin Brownlee is lacking right now with only 5 points for the World Import.
And of course, our Filipino friends outside of the Philippines enjoying this ball game. Friends from Sydney, friends from all over the Asean nations, as a Bobby Ray Parks igniting this run. But then 4-0 blast, mini run by Chongson Kung Fu as Ray Parks made that shot to trim that lead down to 3.
And there was a couple of turnovers again for Alab Pilipinas. Migs that really made this mini run for Kung Fu again. And quick timeout for Coach Jimmy Lepag. Dono Ontiveros in the game for the first time right now. McKinney, Balkman making sure McKinney does not get away. He pulled the jersey, although the foul was already called. Let's see if the referees review this. The coaching staff wants an unsportsmanlike foul. Here's the foul called, and then tries to wrap him up, and then hangs onto the jersey.
Because Ronaldo Bachman wants to prevent a continuation play. And that call was upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul.
That'll mean 2 free throws and ball possession.
And sometimes, TJ, it's not even the mistakes or the turnovers of Alab Pilipinas. Sometimes they can make a good shot, it doesn't go in. It's just that Chongson makes them pay for their transition offense.
Yep. McKinney missing the first free throw. Mike McKinney missing 2 free throws, both way short. Interestingly, it's a good 3-point shooter, but not showing a good stroke there from the free throw line as Coach Charles DeBray on your screens right now. They're up by 7 points.
Balkman got a break with that unsportsmanlike foul.
Although possession remains for Chongson Kung Fu. 7-point lead for the visiting team. They go inside to Howard, taken away by Rolando Balkman. Balkman waiting for Brownlee, gives him a screen. Brownlee still can't get away from the defense. Balkman inside, he gets a flick up to go, draws a foul. Justin Howard, this is going to be Howard's 3rd foul, or 2nd foul. Only 2nd foul. Nice fishing expedition there for Ronaldo Balkman.
And you must commend Justin Brownlee, even though he's having an off night tonight. 5 points still for Justin Brownlee. He doesn't force the issue.
Yep.
You know, every time he gets the ball, he looks for his teammates, looks for the better shot, looks for the open man, rewarding Ronaldo Bachman for that cut making Justin Howard pay for that foul.
In the first half, Brownlee was only 1 for 8 from the field. My estimates, if you add to his shots tonight in the second half, he's about 2 for 11. Really an off night for Justin Brownlee so far. Tucker, step back jumper, no good. Ontiveros battling for the rebound against Howard. But a second chance here for Kung Fu. Tucker against Ontiveros. There is a foul on the play. Not sure if it's on Domingo or if it's on Ontiveros. It's on the Cebuano hot shots. London stayed in front of him, moving his feet, but there got caught with the hand check. Tucker will troop to the free throw line.
And tonight is just a good brand of basketball. Both teams are getting physical, but then emotions are really not getting that high.
Ball moving well. There's not too much isolation you're seeing on either side. Getting a lot of people involved.
When they get those rebounds, they run the break.
Yep. 59-51, 8-point lead for Chong Sun Kung Fu. Ontiveros. To the other side to Parks. Tucker Gamble gonna steal there, leaving Parks wide open. He's got the hot hand. 22 points now for Bobby Ray Parks Jr.
And if you're going to estimate the shot chart of Bobby Ray Parks, it's almost automatic when he releases that ball from the perimeter area.
15 to 18 feet. Got really good consistency there. Inside they go to Howard with a difficult off-balance shot there for Justin Howard. But that's his game. Doesn't look orthodox, but he gets it. Balkman inside. It's a foul. Balkman quickly off his feet, just trying to check. Who was that? Who hacked me hard? Oh, it's a little guy. Okay, I'll give you that. Check this out. Justin Howard. He's known for throwing up awkward shots like that and finding a way to get it in.
And TG, we were talking about this off air. You can see some hesitation of the players because the floor
is a little slippery.
Yeah. Slippery.
So we got a malfunction of the buzzer here, so we got an official's timeout. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with your ABL. Welcome back to the City of Santa Rosa multi-purpose complex. Some great smiles from the fans here in Santa Rosa amidst the fact that Alab Pilipinas is still down. Trying to get back in this game. I'm looking at the scoreboard and I can't see the score because it had to be reset. But we'll work that out in a bit. Last I checked, I think it was an 8-point lead for the visiting team, Chong Sun Kung Fu. So we have a lull in the action because the scoreboard had to be reset. It hung. It happens.
So they're resetting it right now. TJ, before we went on a break, we were talking about how the ambience of the floor, it's kind of slippery.
It's slippery.
It kind of affects, the performance.
I personally don't like that because, okay, I'm a slow player. So I like to use my shiftiness rather than my speed. So if you don't give me the ability to change direction, I will be bothered. I think that's something that's bothering Justin Brownlee tonight. I mean, he's not able to change direction as he usually does.
Yes.
So it's not a quick shift to the left or the right or a crossover. And he's just being a little more cautious than usual. But it is what it is. all the players are playing in the same condition. There's no advantage on either side. So they're dealing with the conditions right now.
And that is just the ability of these players, of these pro players, to be able to adjust to the current situation, to whatever they're in.
And now the Balkman. 15 points now for him. 15 points and rebound. Another double-double performance so far for the world import, who is thankful to have another tour of duty here in the Philippines after an unceremonious exit the last time he was here.
That was 5 years ago.
5 years already?
Yeah.
Wow. Quite some time ago. 7-point lead for Chong Kung Fu. Howard at the top of the key, looking for a teammate to hand this off to. Bumps into Domingo. Domingo asking for travel. Refs say it's a foul on Domingo. And they're in penalties. So this will put Justin Howard to the free throw line. A one-handed release of Justin Howard. A little short and to the left.
Well, Justin Howard is known to be, part of the Singapore Slingers the last time around.
Yep.
Defensive Player of the Year for the ABL.
He is an ABL veteran.
The reigning Defensive Player of the Year.
He likes playing in this region. Brownlee, strong to the basket. Floater there off the glass. Difficult angle. Finally getting his first dribble drive basket to drop. 7 points now for Justin Brownlee. Let's see if that gets him going. 62-56, 6-point lead for the visiting team. Luo to Howard, set shot. That's off. Here comes Brownlee with the rebound. Alab is off and running to Parks in the corner. Parks tees up a three. Partially blocked. Domingo keeps it alive. Parks inside. Over the floater over the taller Howard. Gets that to go. 4-point game. Padre Parks, 24 points right now. I'll take a guess this is his season high. I don't think he scored more than 20 so far this year. McKinney. That is long, and Howard tracks a loose ball. Tucker against Brownlee. They want to go inside to Howard, who's got the much smaller Ray Parks on him. They lob it. Ontiveros came to help. No foul called. Out of bounds. Turnover for the Kung Fu. And Howard is not a happy camper.
Well, he felt that he was fouled. He was sandwiched there by Ontiveros and Bobby Ray Parks. Bobby Ray Parks may have altered his position down low.
I like the non-call because he was a bad pass anyways.
Yes.
He was nowhere near catching that. He already jumped as high as he could. He was jumped that high for his height. He was nowhere near the ball. So even though there was a bump, I guess the ref said, okay, I'm going to let that go because it was a bad pass anyways.
And he wasn't even going to be able to catch it.
Exactly. Brownlee skips it out to the corner to Domingo. Ontiveros tees up a three. Ontiveros just a little long. That would have brought the house down and cut the lead down to 1. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Tucker to the cutting McKee. Out to Carman for 3. Carman hits that three-pointer. Or it's a long 2. They're calling it a long 2. Brownlee quick to the basket and he draws a foul. This is going to be on either McKinney. No, it's apparently on Tucker.
That was a 3.
It looked like a 3 to you from that angle?
Yeah.
I heard that the partner say long 2, but we'll see. They adjust that. There's the foul by Tucker. There you go, reaching from behind. This might help Brownlee to see some free throws go through the hoop. Get your rhythm going. Two for 2 for Justin Brownlee from the free throw line. 9 points for him now, together with 5 rebounds. 5-point game. 35 seconds in the third quarter. Howard gets double teamed. Nowhere to go. Howard finally finds McKinney. Taken away by Parks. Balkman. The training Brownlee for the throwdown. And listen to this crowd roar! We got a 3-point game. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Tucker out to Chong. He knows the time. Floater is up and off the mark. And that'll do it for the third quarter. What a run for Alab Pilipinas, and what a way to put an exclamation mark to end this quarter. Justin Brownlee finally getting hot. Hits that fadeaway jumper that was early in the quarter. Of course, Kung Fu had their 3-point snipers ready to battle here still in the third quarter. Ray Parks with a great game. 11 points here in the third. But the 3-point shooters were around there for Kung Fu, and this was the exclamation point to end the third quarter. Justin Brownlee with the throwdown. It's a 3-point game. You're going to want to hang on and stay with us here for more of your ABL. Welcome back to your ABL. Some beautiful sights here of Santa Rosa City as the host for tonight's game here at the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex. Proud city, bustling city, and tonight incredible basketball fans being treated to some incredible basketball action. Chong Kung Fu, their lead is down to 3 as Alab Pilipinas made a run to make this a ball game to watch. Stick around, folks. Thank you for joining us here on SNA. DJ Manotok with Mix Bustos for ABS-CBN Sports. And if you're watching us all over Asia on the live stream on Facebook and YouTube, thank you for joining us. Missed jumper there for Carmen. Second opportunity for Kung Fu. Another missed jumper for Tucker. Howard is blocked from behind by Domingo. Howard is angry and complaining to the ref, saying he got fouled, but there was a foul call. So he's asking for, I think, a foul earlier than that. I don't know. But he is fired up, Diggs.
Well, that is the strategy if you want to stop Justin Howard, more or less. Because he has that height advantage. No one can really match up for him against him. Right? Yes.
Yep.
So just make him pay. If you can hack him down low, just prevent from him making easy shots.
Howard missing the free throw. The crowd egging him on. He's liking it. He's nodding his head. He wants the crowd to get even louder. I've never seen anybody do this. And he likes that, playing to the crowd. And ups the lead to 4 for Kung Fu, 66-62. Ontiveros still in the game as he came in midway third quarter for Coach Jimmy Alapag. Balkman, jumper, no good. Domingo almost with another possession for Alab. Tucker against Parks. To the corner to Carmen. McKinney gets a screen, gets a switch. Balkman and Domingo out of nowhere erases that shot. Great hustle all around the floor so far for Lo Domingo. Parks. Long jumper there. Lost control of that one, hitting the top of the board. Tucker want to go inside. Parks denying the post-entry pass. Great defense. But Carmen is wide open in the left corner, and he makes Alab Pilipinas pay. Second triple for Carmen now. 6 points for him off the bench.
And so far, Chong has been doing a great job in controlling the ball game. They know every time when Alab Pilipinas wants to make a run, they make sure that they get to score on their end.
And they spread the floor so well. They have so many three-point options. Brownlee, turnaround jumper, missing that one. Another second opportunity thanks to Lawrence Domingo. Ontiveros gives a screen to Brownlee. He gets Carmen on him. Brownlee draws a foul, dribbling inside. That's going to be a team foul on Chong Kung Fu. And it's on Chong that has foul number 4.
And
you gotta watch it.
My observation, if Donton Ontiveros is on the floor, he has to be effective right away.
Yep.
You have to set up your shooters.
Well, at the very least, if Kung Fu did their scouting report, they know he's a deadly shooter. They will give him respect, and he should add some spacing on the offense for Alab, as Brownlee missing the fadeaway jumper, well contested by Chongson, who's got 4 fouls. Switch there. Parks is on Howard. They're trying to get it into Howard. So far, they can't find him. 10 seconds to shoot. McKinney trying to get away from Domingo. Carmen is blocked by Balkman. Shot clock at 2. And Carmen beats the buzzer at the shot clock to avoid the turnover. And Howard with a tip in. And all of a sudden makes this a 9-point lead again. Brownlee gets contact, makes the basket. Referee says no basket, no continuation. The whole bench of Alab Pilipinas up in arms.
That was a close call right there. The referees could have argued otherwise. Brownlee could have made an extra move. That's why he felt that that was no basket.
Well, 14 seconds on the shot clock reset here for Alab. Domingo to Ontiveros, pulls up for 3. Ontiveros is short. Brownlee with defensive rebound. Brownlee puts it up off the glass, no good. Howard secures it. Out to Tucker. 9-point lead again for Kung Fu. Block there is McKinney, as Balkman was all over him. Domingo in the open court to Parks. Corner 3. He is fouled taking a 3. So he's going to get 3 free throws. As we set up the 3 free throws, of Ray Parks, let's turn you over again to Roxanne Montenegro for her report. Roxanne?
7 games this January alone and 4 more to go next month. That's why Coach Jimmy Alapag describes this month as mentally and physically exhausting. But he reminds his players that you have to be stronger than your excuses. Especially right now, they're not just up a great team, but a great mind, that of Coach Charles Dubé, who has had experience working for the San Antonio Spurs, and we all know that they're a champion team. That's why right now in the last stretch of the game, he wants his players to actually not just out-hustle the other team, but to outsmart them as well. Migs and TJ?
Thanks, Roxanne. Well, interestingly enough, the coaching background of Coach Charles Dupre includes working with the San Antonio Spurs, and that is just a winning culture. Whether you're a head coach, obviously Greg Popovich, or assistant coaches, down the line, they just absorb a winning culture, and obviously he's trying to bring that here to the Chong Kung Fu squad as they play in their maiden season in the ABL. 6-point lead for Kung Fu. McKinney gets the offensive rebound. Chongson, drop pass to Howard, gets the contact from Ray Parks, and he will go back to the free throw line.
And perhaps that is one aspect that Chongson needs to focus on, is the painted area. Because once they get the focus on just in Howard, they'll be able to take on full advantage if he gets hard to be stopped, especially at this time of the ball game.
Well, Howard missing the first free throw there. And Howard's laughing it off again, playing with the crowd. And another split pair of free throws for Justin Howard, just like he'd had earlier. He now has 21 points, together with 16 rebounds. Parks, the top scorer so far tonight, 27 points for the reigning local MVP. Ray Parks is not yet done. 29 points now for him. Still in striking distance are Alab Pilipinas, 72-67. 6 minutes to go. Howard out to McKinney. Thinking three, inside to Howard. He gets it back. Out to Chong. Parks trying to slam the door on the baseline. He gets caught with a foul. That is foul number 4 on Ray Parks. He's got to watch it now, especially with the value he's been giving Alab on the offensive end with moves like this one. That was point number 29 for Ray Parks, and they are down by 5. Coach Jimmy Alapag sues for time. We'll be back here with more of your ABL. Some happy fans here in Santa Rosa City as they play host tonight to the Asean Basketball League, as Alab Pilipinas trying to keep their winning streak alive. They've won their last 3 games. They've won 4 of 5 as their new world imports came into play. And you're seeing some happy faces of the crowd here supporting Alab Pilipinas in the city of Santa Rosa. Thank you for joining us live on SNA, courtesy of ABS-CBN Sports, TJ Manotok, Mix Bustos. Thanks as well for tuning in on the live stream on Facebook and YouTube from all over the ASEAN region. McKinney gets the inbound to Tucker. He's got Domingo all over him, and now they're going over the screens much better than they did in the first half, giving him too much room. Chong goes up for 3. That is off. Brownlee the rebound in a hurry. Orbistondo to Domingo. Reverse layup. Beautiful fast break.
Back to a 3-point ball game. This is the closest that they have been all game long.
And that's what they get, Biggs, when any one of their players gets a rebound. Their imports can dribble. They get the rebound, they start the fast break. Chongson against Celis. Working on him at the post. To Howard. Fake off Balkman. Howard strolls in the lane, gets clobbered by the Alab players, crashes into the crowd. He's okay. I don't know about the banners, if they're okay. Whew. That's a lot of weight. 258 pounds coming crashing into you. The fans are okay, thankfully. They got out of the way quickly. Look at this beautiful reverse layup by Domingo on that nice fast break. Here's that play once again. Howard clobbered by Domingo and Celis, losing his balance. Look out below! Can't see anymore who he crashed into and where.
They broke down the walls of that banner.
He's fine though. But to the delight of the crowd, Howard has been missing free throws. Missing the first one again.
And only in the Philippines you will see fans getting hit and they're still happy about it.
They're smiling. That's a big 7-footer, all 258 pounds of him. Splitting free throws again. So adding one more point to Johnson Kung Fu. 4-point lead. 5:11 to go. Brownlee pulls up for 3. Brownlee drills that one for his second triple of the game. And it's a 1-point game.
Big basket for Justin Brownlee. Wayne to get his momentum in. Has been struggling all game long, but then what a time for him to step up. 1-point lead, the slimmest that they've been in this ballgame.
Chongson missing the short jumper against Robbie Celis. Tough defense. Urbistondo on the break. Brownlee for the long 3 for the lead. That's no good. But Domingo doing what he does best, keeping the ball alive for Alab Pilipinas. That would have brought the house down. These fans would have gone bananas if Brownlee drilled that 3 in transition. And now, Coach Jimmy Alapag wants to make sure that they're doing the right thing and not get too excited. He calls for time. We're down by 1. Stay with us here for more of your ABL. Welcome back to your ABL live on SNA, as it is an exciting finish here as Urbistondo with a quick bounce pass to Domingo to cut the lead down of Chong Son Kung Fu, and Brownlee given way too much space there by Kylan Chongson.
Slipped his mind.
Yeah, he kind of forgot. Oh my goodness, that's right. That's the best player on the other team.
And he can shoot threes.
I gave him 8 feet of space. Not a good decision. It's a 1-point game, 73-72. Brownlee at the post against Chongson with 4 fouls. Fade away, no good.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since Alab Pilipinas got the taste of the lead ever since the first quarter.
Yep. McKinney, he's been quiet during the second half. And as I say that, he hits a really difficult runner in the lane in traffic. Mike McKinney, the Phil-Am, continues to do damage for Chong Son Kung Fu. 3-point lead.
Has that ability to shift.
Yep.
Mid-air.
Brownlee is swinging around. Celis, corner 3. That would have tied the game. Bauchman with the rebound. They lose possession. Tucker against Domingo. Foul and 1 for Tucker. Anthony Tucker with a big answer here to put the lead up again to 5.
And look at this upper body strength by Anthony Tucker. Ability to change it up. He knows that Lawrence Domingo is such a hefty big man, but then had that control to be able to knock that in.
You're right, Mick. It's not easy to bump in midair with Domingo. Maintain your balance and composure and still get the shot to go.
Well, he was going for the layup, but then he shifted his offense to some kind of a jump shot or a floater.
Hang time move there for Anthony Tucker, completing the 3-point play. Back to 5-point lead for the visiting team. Brownlee goes up, difficult shot over Howard. Bauchman could not get the offensive rebound. But Brownlee has the right thing in mind, driving hard against Chongson, who has 4 fouls. Urbistondo hounding Tucker. Bauchman with the switch. They get the steal. Bauchman up ahead. Urbistondo departs, gathers, gets fouled. He will go to the free throw line. Six-point game, 78-72. So McKinney now gets called for his 4th foul. So now they've got both Heritage Imports, the 2 Phil-Ams for Chong Son Kung Fu, in danger of fouling out here. With a lot of time to play, 3:11. And if you get any one of them out, that's crucial because, as you saw earlier in the second quarter mix, when Chong Son had to sit down because of 3 fouls, they were not in the same rhythm as you normally see Kung Fu move the ball around and play some, good team defense as well.
And that is where Alab Pilipinas got their own run in the second quarter when Chong Son sat out for 3 fouls.
5-point game, 78-73. 3 minutes to go in this game. Bauchman forcing a loose ball, recovered by McKinney. McKinney in the paint, all the way to the basket, cannot get the layup against the big man. Here's Brownlee with a head of steam. Brownlee bounce pass, Domingo. Oop! muffs the layup. He can't the follow-up to go. Good thing Brownie was there against Chongson in its last touch on Kailan Chongson.
But Lawrence Domingo overstates that mark. He thought he was kind of farther than the basket.
It was right there. I guess he saw Howard in his rearview mirror. If you see that 7-footer with 258 pounds coming right at you, you would be bothered.
And that happens.
Yep.
That happens.
Well, at least for Alab, they retain possession. 14 seconds on the shot clock reset. 5-point lead for Chongson Kung Fu. Orbistondo looking down low to Brownie against Chongson, who's got 4 fouls. Orbistondo open for 3. Orbistondo for 3!
The first 3-pointer of the fireball, Josh Orbistondo, made a better play.
First points of the game.
Yes, blessing in disguise that Lawrence Domingo missed that shot.
Down to a 2-point game. 78-76. Tucker against Parks. Tucker, pull-up jumper, 15 feet, nothing but net. Tough jumper there. Brownie. Orbistondo. Another one from the left wing. Book it! 80-79. 1-point game as we enter the final 2 minutes. Coach Jimmy Alapag with his hands in the air, the loudest cheerleader on the bench. Everybody on their feet now here in Santa Rosa. Chongson gets inside, kicks it out to Carmen, corner 3, rims out. A chance for Alab to take the lead. Orbistondo pulls up for 3, top of the key, bang! And just like that, it's a 2-point lead for Alab Pilipinas, 82-80. Josh Orbistondo is on fire.
Ice in his veins. Josh Orbistondo, he was 0 out of 5 prior to the shot. Makes 3 straight 3-pointers. Alab Pilipinas is now up by 2 points. The first lead of the ball game in the second half for Coach Jimmy Alapag and his team.
And we got a timeout here as Chongson Kung Fu has to regroup in the last 133 as Josh Orbistondo hits not 1, not 2, but 3 triples. And all of a sudden, Alab Pilipinas up by 2. We'll be back for more of your ABL.
Santa Rosa, suportahan natin ang Tanduay Alab Pilipinas!
Welcome back to your ABL, Santa Rosa City. Mayor Dan Fernando, Coach Tim Cohn in the house, enjoying this action, watching Justin Brownlee very closely. It is a 2-point lead for the home team, Alab Pilipinas, with a minute 33 to go. Can they hang on and beat the number 2 team in the ABL? Tucker stops his dribble to McKinney. McKinney. Howard open from 16 feet. Howard's jumper off the mark. Rebound for Justin Brownlee.
And for Alab Pilipinas, there is no way that you can stop your momentum. You still have to be aggressive in terms of going to the basket.
Brownlee gets a screen from Bachman. Orbistondo, corner 3, right corner pocket, that's short. Heat check there for Josh Orbistondo as McKinney had a good contest. Tucker to Howard. Hands off to McKinney against Orbistondo. Losing the ball, but there is a foul on the play. The refs called that on Orbistondo. That's going to be Josh's third foul, but the problem is they are in the penalty. There's the foul, clearly. Hand on the hand on the arm.
Well, and as you say that, these will be two crucial free throws by Mike McKinney.
Big test on the free throw line for Mike McKinney, who earlier was he had two short free throws, remember? He front rimmed two of them. But Mike McKinney hitting the first one, the Filipino-American.
Timeout situation, Coach Jimmy Alabag still has 2 timeouts remaining. Chong has 1 left.
2 big free throws by Mike McKinney, tying the game at 82 all. 46 seconds to go. Timeout for Coach Jimmy Alabag. And we will hang on to the air and listen in to Coach Jimmy's huddle.
Thank you.
Hey, McKinney's on you, right?
Yeah.
Who's on you?
I got the other wing.
The other wing.
Yeah,
All
let me
right, all right, look, take a look.
set that for you.
I got Josh, take it out. Ray, come get the ball. Right here. We're going low. Stay over here. Josh, no ball. Hey, off of this. Josh, who's guarding you? Huh? McKinney? Ray, you over here.
Yeah.
Josh, stay over here.
Okay.
Inbound.
Take it out. I'm taking it out.
You're taking it out.
I'm right here.
Josh is here. Josh, you come get it. Right off this inbound. The local guy, right?
Yeah.
Step right in. Whoa, you're cleared. Josh, be ready here. Low. Matter of fact, as he sets the screen here, you're setting that flare to the corner. All right? Hey, let's go.
Hey, win on 3.
Let's go, let's go.
Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
Coach Jimmy Alabag designing a play. He knows that Josh Urbistondo is hot right now. He wants some sort of flare screen on that left wing for Josh to be open at the corner. But then Chong knows TJ that he's hot. So most likely the defense is going to be focused on Urbistondo.
Inbound is to Brownlee. He gets a screen from Parks. They switch Carmen on and Brownlee. Tough floater on the baseline. Difficult angle. And he gets set to go. More importantly, Migs, that's like a 2-for-1. They're going to get the last shot still. 2-point lead again for Alab Pilipinas. 84-82. Tucker against Parks. 8 seconds to shoot. Tucker knows the time. Tucker to Howard. To McKinney. Blocked by Balkman. And he tracks down the loose ball. To Urbistondo. Uh-oh. Taken away by Carmen. 12 seconds to go. Inside Howard, and he ties the game at 84. And Coach Jimmy Alabag calls his final timeout. Woo, what a scramble, what a sequence there. And just like that, it's a tied game. Can't blame Urbistondo. He saw Brownlee open.
And that was the good decision if you're Josh Urbistondo.
But with the time left, that's the question. Here's that sequence of the score as Howard easily gets the 2 points, tie the game. We're listening now to the huddle of Coach Jimmy Alabag to potentially map out the winning play.
Take a look, all right?
Fuck! No, good. Come out.
Oh, all right. Justin.
Take it out.
Ray, you got it out. Ball. Just. All right. Pop here. Josh, where you at? Josh, take it. Ball pop out. Here. Reverse. We're going 1, 2. Hey, take a look though. As Justin comes in, Ray, as you set that second screen, go and get Howard after. As he's going, get Howard. Ball, dive it. Got it. Hey, again. Again. Hey, ball. Ray's out. Got it out. Josh. Justin. Low. Pop. Here. Screen. As he comes, Ray, get Howard. No. Turn the corner. You got.
Yeah.
Let's go, White. Let's go. Hey, let's go.
Well, here we go. Just a shade under 9 seconds to go. Both teams in penalty. Kung Fu has one more timeout to go. If Alab scores with time left, no more timeouts. Kung Fu has one more timeout to go. Here we go. They go back to Brownlee, who's going to get 2 screens from Parks and Balkman. Brownlee for the win! Almost there! And we are going to go into overtime. Well, Brownlee had to throw up a prayer there. They switched on all the screens. He was smothered, Migs. But almost got it off the glass. Here's that last sequence. Well, this is the highlights of the fourth quarter. The exciting fourth quarter that saw Alab Pilipinas come back in this game. They were down by, I think, 5 to start the quarter. Found it almost winning it here in regulation. Justin Brownlee and Ray Parks led the charge. And of course, the hot hand, Josh Edistondo. 3 straight triples to charge ahead and take the 2-point lead. This was that third one. Nothing but net. But after all that, we're still tied after 40 minutes, 84 all, and we are going into overtime. Stay with us here to finish up this game. This is your ABL. $40 minutes was not enough for Alab Pilipinas or Chong Kung Fu to come out with a win. So we got 5 more minutes of action live from Santa Rosa City. Thank you for joining us on SNA with ABS-CBN Sports, TJ Manotok and Mix Bustos. And thank you for joining us on the live stream as well. If you're outside of the Philippines, on Facebook and on YouTube. Justin Brownlee has gotten alive here in the second half. Urbistondo as well with 3 triples in the fourth quarter. Second chance opportunity for Alab Pilipinas. Ray Parks leads everybody with 30 big points. Balkman inside against Chongson with 4 fouls. Could not get the basket nor the foul on the Phil-Am.
Defense! Defense!
Tucker to McKinney. The floater is good over Ronaldo Balkman.
TJ, you must admire the resiliency of Chong Kung Fu. Every time they're in adversity, they always find a way to be able to knock down shots.
Brownlee inside off the glass. Can't get the friendly bounce, but there is a foul in the paint, the battle for the rebound as Balkman had position against Howard. It's on Justin Howard. That's his 3rd foul.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
You can see Brownlee's really trying to take it closer, trying to get the 5th foul of Kylan Johnson. But so far, Johnson playing some pretty good, tough defense.
And you were telling me a while ago, TJ, if either or Tucker or McKinney or Chongson fouls out, it's going to be big for Chongson.
It'll be big. It'll be a big loss because that's been their core 4 players in this game. And when they didn't have one of them, remember when Chongson sat down with 3 fouls in the second quarter, they were in a bit of disarray, and that's when Alab made their run and got back in the game. Split from the line for Balkman. 1-point lead for Chongson Kung Fu, 86-85. Tucker to McKinney against Balkman. They switch on him. Brownlee now on McKinney. McKinney fakes off Balkman. Brownlee couldn't get the jumper to go from 15 feet on Bistondo against Carmen. Balkman from the baseline, he gets that jumper to go. He's been quiet. Last time he scored was in the third quarter. Finally getting another field goal. 18 points now for Ronaldo Balkman. Tucker. Strong to the basket against Domingo. Gets the layup to drop. 3-point lead again. 1-point lead for Kung Fu. 88-87. Roundy's jumper is long. Balkman gets away with a push there. Parks inside to Ronaldo Balkman. What an assist for Ray Parks.
The slow to get up is Justin Howard. That's why Ray Parks was able to create something inside, dropping that basketball off to Ronaldo Balkman.
Back to a 1-point lead for Alab. Tucker with the layup, but McKinney was right there. The hustle for the Phil-Am. He is having an excellent game. Talking about McKinney. 25 points now for him. Balkman, tough angle against Howard, asking for the foul. 1-point lead for Kung Fu. Carmen open for the three. Bounce pass inside. McKinney is blocked. Here comes Parks, and he's going to be fouled by Tucker.
Clear blocking foul called on Anthony Tucker. He impeded the momentum of Bobby Ray Parks. Good thing for Alab Pilipinas and also for Chong. They're both in the penalty. So every foul call committed, it's going to be free throws for both teams.
So if you consider that they're in the penalty, and he actually had two teammates running back, might not be the best of decisions for Tucker to foul Parks, but here's what it is. That's his third foul, and Parks will have a chance to breathe. I mean, he's worked so hard today on both ends of the floor with 30 points for Ray Parks. He's got 30 of Alab's 89. Balkman with 20. Roundy with 16.
The Ray Parks, or make that Alab Pilipinas, prior to this game, they were on a 3-game winning streak, winning all of those 3 games away. Started with that win against Mono Vampire Basketball Club, also won against Saigon Heat.
Parks hits the first free throw.
It's going to be interesting, TJ. Right after this game, Chong is going to go up against Formosa Dreamers and Alab Pilipinas against the Singapore Slingers this weekend.
So a bunch of games being played by both these teams in the same span of time. 90 all as Ray Parks split his free throws. We're in the final 2 minutes of the overtime. Tucker wants to go to Howard. He got Brownlee switched on him, but he can't get the pass inside. Great defense by both imports. Air ball for Tucker. Here comes Alab, 4-on-3 break. Brownlee all the way to the basket. Can't get it to go. Great defense by Chong with 4 fouls. That's just incredible defense by the Phil-Am. He indeed is their Draymond Green. 4 seconds to shoot. Parks knows it, pulls up. That is short. And Tucker with the rebound. Tied at 90. A minute 20 to go. Fans in the arena are tense. Tucker to Chongson. To McKinney. He's got Domingo. Drives strong to Howard. Thought about the jumper. Oops! There's a foul on Balkman. The crowd and the bench of Alab wanted a travel or a dribbling violation.
Well, the crowd behind us screaming for a travel. Might have gotten away with that first step first before the dribble. It's Justin Howard.
Well, let's see. Howard has had an adventure at the free throw line the last 3-4 times he's been there. He's split free throws. 90 all. The ABL veteran, the reigning defensive player of the year, missing the first free throw. Howard makes a second one. Again, a split at the line, 91-90. Kung Fu with a 1-point lead. Under a minute to play. Brownlee gets Carmen on the switch. Brownlee gets the foul, throws it up. He will get 2 free throws nonetheless because of the overtime. I mean the penalty here in overtime.
That's his second personal foul.
Brownlee will go back to the free throw line only for the second time today. Earlier, he was 2 for 2. That was back in the third quarter. Big free throws for Justin Brownlee. Hits the first. We are tied at 91. 48.7 seconds to go. Alab Pilipinas trying to extend this 3-game winning streak. More importantly, make a statement win against one of the top 2 teams in the league. 92-91. Alab back on top.
Defense! Defense!
Crowd on their feet chanting defense. One more stop and a bucket can seal this win. Howard hands it off to Tucker for the long 3. That's long, and Domingo gets the rebound. Alab does not need to rush. Parks knows it. They can use some clock, but there's an 8-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Brownlee wants a screen from the smaller Urbistondo. Chongson on him. Brownlee slips. Steal by Chongson to Carmen. Carmen does not know what to do. He got away with the travel. Carmen tried to pass it off Balkan with a tip. And Alab is going to get away with this win. 94-91. Game over. Can you believe it? What a finish for Alab Pilipinas.
And the fire burning alive for Tanduay Alab Pilipinas. They were down most of the game. Did not count themselves out. Those were 3 big threes by Josh Urbistondo. Helped them to get here to overtime. And what a way for Tanduay Alab Pilipinas to hype this crowd up, get a big home win today.
And as we said earlier, Ronaldo Balkman is quiet on offense, but he was steady on defense the whole second half. A couple of loose balls forced by Balkman, none bigger than this one. As he taps that ball away from Carmen, who was clearly too afraid to take the winning shot mix. He had a couple of looks, he could have taken it. Wanted to find his teammates, but again, Balkman, even with the winning assist there to Justin Brownlee, to seal the win, 94-91.
Crazy, crazy finish. Chong's on Kung Fu led by as much as 10 points, but great show of sportsmanship and class by Kailan Chongson. But then didn't count themselves out. Alab Pilipinas wanted to get this home win today for the fans, for the Filipino basketball crazy fans here in Manila.
And they are enjoying this one. A down-the-wire finish, an overtime win. And we'll be taking a break before we wrap things up. Stay with us here on SNA.
Salamat.
Welcome back to your ABL on SNA. What a finish we just witnessed here live from the city of Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex. 92-91, 1-point win for Alab Pilipinas. Apparently that last basket was not counted for Justin Brownlee, but a win is a win. And we have right now with us, together with Roxanne Montealegre, the best player of the game who played arguably his best game of the season. We'll find his thoughts about it as Roxanne is with Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Roxanne?
Yes, Bobby, how sweet is this victory for you?
Well, it's definitely great to win here in the city of Santa Rosa. Tagal na namin ihintay eh. Excited kami bumalik dito and finally we got the win. We broken the curse of playing bad here. So now it feels good to come home and get this win for the people of Santa Rosa.
With that overtime, with a lot of challenges, how did you stay focused and in control during the last few seconds?
Well, Coach Jimmy did a great job of just keeping us composed, and the crowd definitely did their job by being the sixth man here, definitely cheering us on. We were all tired, but we pushed through, and the energy in the building is electrifying. It's great.
And 4 games in a row, right? And how will you sustain that same energy in your next games?
But definitely getting some rest right now. We have a long weekend ahead of us, so we'll be traveling to Singapore. We're excited for that, but right now it's time to kick our feet up right now and just take a break and breathe.
And before you rest, can you thank the people who are close to your heart, people who supported you here for Alab Pilipinas?
Alright, una-una, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumuporta dito, hindi lang sa Santa Rosa, na live game, pati sa SNA. Thank you so much for your support of Alab, and including myself. Hope to see you in these next game. Patuloy niyo lang po kami supportahan, and God bless.
Migs and TJ?
All right, thanks Roxanne and thanks Bobby Ray. Great game, 31 points, 5 rebounds. Bobby Ray Parks in as well, playing some excellent defense on the guards of Chong Kung Fu, and he wraps up this win for Alab Pilipinas, their 4th straight win, their 5th win in the last 6 games since the 2 new world imports came in town for speaking about Justin Brownlee and Ronaldo Balkman. Now up ahead for Alab Pilipinas, they've got the Singapore Slingers in February 4. For this Chong Kung Fu team, they're headed back home and gonna play and host to the Formosa Dreamers. That is on February 3 as well. Alrighty, what a game here, Migs, tonight. What did you like out of this 4th straight win of Alab Pilipinas?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, TJ, this is a big statement win for Alab Pilipinas. If they get to beat this club, one of the top 2 teams here in the ABL, also moving up to 7-4 is Alab Pilipinas, dropping to 6-2 is this Chong Kung Fu Basketball Club. Also, it's going to be a tough game ahead after the Alab Pilipinas' game against Singapore Slingers. It's going to be against the Mono Vampire Basketball Club, which they beat previously in Thailand. But then what a great way to win here for the fans of Alab Pilipinas, especially also for the Filipino people.
Exactly, and what a treat it was for them here at Santa Rosa. We were treated to some spectacular basketball, an appearance by Tim Cone even in the first half, as he was well greeted by the crowd, and some incredible shooting from Chong Kung Fu throughout this game. Unfortunately for them, it didn't last all the way till the end in crunch time, but it was some exciting hustle and exciting plays like that one that finished the 3rd quarter for Alab Pilipinas with Ronaldo Balkman and Justin Brownlee connecting there for that big slam dunk. We went into overtime. Some great back and forth basketball. 3 straight triples for this kid, veteran Josh Urbistondo, who was 0 for 5 prior to that. And of course, the big game for the reigning local MVP of the ABL, Ray Parks Jr., with 31 points to help seal the win for Alab Pilipinas. It's 4 in a row now for Alab Pilipinas. Can they continue this? Can they sustain it? Stick around for more action on your ABL.